Welcome out to 5 Star. I'm Bill Smith, your host, and we're going to talk about the second thing today here on the show, this quote-unquote autopilot investing. Does it exist? What do we mean? Let's break it down and unpack this and talk a little bit more about that, and I can't think of a better person to join me to help unpack this information, Mr. Coley Neal. He is a chartered financial analyst here at the firm. Probably one of the smartest guys I know, a veteran, been at several levels in the industry for what, 25, 30 years?
I don't want to date me, Bill.
But we're going to break down for you today. If you own a target date fund or a quote unquote lifestyle fund, also known as, right? We're going to break down the pros and cons of this and how you should be thinking as you've developed wealth and money for your retirement. Coley, let's jump in with this. We see this all the time.
Yeah, Bill, and a great point. We see this a lot when we have somebody come in and we start looking at their 401k options. And it's amazing how many that we see where the first thing that they have is a large amount of their savings allocated to a target date fund. And as soon as I see that, it kind of makes me cringe a little bit. Now, there are some positives.
Cringe-worthy material.
Cringe-worthy materials.
Coley gets that on mutual funds and stuff like
exactly,
that.
Exactly, yes. But there are some positives. If you're just starting out in a job and you have very little money in your account, in your 401k, a target date fund may seem very attractive to you. But just because they are simple and they provide a lot of availability does not mean that they are good for you.
Let's break this down for viewers who may not understand what we're talking about, right? A target date fund you can select, and most 401ks is where we see this prevalent, right? So you have a retirement plan, 401k, savings plan through work. These target date funds are just as they say, right? You might see a 2025, a 2055, and you go, well, that's about when I think I might retire, so I'm just going to throw all my money in there. And what the fund does is it attempts to diversify you. It attempts to diversify you. But there's some major flaws, as Coley mentioned. When you have very little money, it works great. But once you start getting money, may not be the best idea. Now, we'll break down why that may be it. I just want to share this quick fact, and I'll pass it over to you, Coley. And this is huge, and this was in 2023. The difference between a 2025 target date fund and a 2055 in terms of performance in the stock market was 7%. Meaning, if you had all your money allocated to a 2025 versus a 2055, you actually had a 7% lower rate of return. So let's talk about what should people do.
Yeah, that's a great example, Bill. And what you need to focus on is most of these target date funds are one size fits all. They put you in a box. You do not belong in a box. Just what you mentioned, the reason for that is the overall allocation, the diversification. They have probably more bonds instead of equities, to where your situation may dictate that you need to have a higher degree of risk in your particular portfolio.
No such thing as a cookie cutter. If you're the type of person who doesn't want a cookie cutter, you want to have a more customized plan. And you might be thinking, well, Bill, what does that mean? What is that amount? And I would tell you it's at about 100,000. You know, once you start getting about 100,000 in your 401k, it's time to think outside of that target date strategy. For most of you, the break could be, I don't know where to go. And this is where we can come in to potentially lend a hand or education on how you should be allocated. It's so important. You know, the theme of the show today is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Why are we diversified? Because the markets don't always go in the same direction. Build a plan customized to you, whether you do it with us or somebody else. Let us help you get there. Coley, thank you for your knowledge and being on the show today.
Thank you, Bill.
And for all of you viewers, it's time to get that retirement tune-up financial review. It is so easy to do. Just call me, 800-878-6223, or simply go to my website, wasmithfinancial.com. Don't wait. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.